누가 시청하고 있어? 누가? 뭐 아무튼 아마 유튜브 결국 누가 지금 나는 뭐 시작하겠습니다. I've seen many people pray, and honestly, I've often fallen into this myself. I've often fallen into this myself. We cried out, almost wailing, begging, almost wailing and begging, as if we're trying to make someone feel sorry for us. Wailing and begging as if we're trying to make someone feel sorry for us. Almost wailing and begging as if we're trying to make someone feel sorry for us. So I've seen many people praying, and this I also many times I falling into this situation that is we cried out and it was like willing and like go like go sorry um like and especially the eldest people. Almost like begging. Especially older people, đặc biệt là những người lớn tuổi. Especially older people. I also have an old mom. An elderly mother. I also have an elderly mother. I also have an elderly mother. Tôi cũng có mẹ già. I also have an elderly mother. I also have an elderly mother. I also have an elderly.
Elderly.
I also have an elderly mother. 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 Thường những mẹ thì rất là mong muốn các con mày phải thương tao đi, mày phải chăm sóc tao đi. And the mothers often long for their children to love them. And the mothers often long for their children to love them, to take care of them. Thì cứ nói thẳng là các con ơi chăm sóc mẹ đi, thì nó không sao cả. If she just directly said, cứ nói thẳng là if she just directly said, if she just directly said, if she just directly, if she just directly said, if she just directly said, children please take care of me. Con ơi chăm sóc mẹ đi. Children please take care of me. If she just directly said, my children please take care of me, then there will be nothing wrong with that. Thì nó không sao cả. There will be nothing wrong with that. There will be nothing wrong with that. Hôm nay mình nói to đến nỗi mà cái tiếng của mình nghe nó cứ ù. She just directly said, children please take care of me. There would be nothing wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that.
There would be. There would be nothing wrong with that.
There would be.
Would be. Not would. You sound like in Korean. Nói thẳng cái ý muốn của mình là mẹ muốn các con chăm sóc mẹ, hoặc là mẹ muốn các con bóp chân bóp tay cho mẹ. Nói rõ ràng như thế mình sẽ rất là dễ hiểu. Mình sẽ dễ hiểu. Just directly, just stating the desire clearly. Nói thẳng cái ý muốn. Just stating the desire. Muốn. Just stating the desire clearly. Just stating. Nói thẳng cái ý muốn, the desire. Just stating the desire clearly, like I want you to take care of me, or I want you to message.
Massage.
To massage my legs and hands, or I want you to massage my legs and hands. Just stating the desire clearly, like I want you to take care of me, or I want you to massage my legs and my hands. Just stating the desire clearly, like I want you to take care of me, or I want you to massage my hands, my legs, my legs and my hands. Just stating the desire clearly, like I want you to take care of me, or I want you to massage my legs and my hands. I want you to massage my legs and my hands. Makes everything straightforward. Rõ ràng như thế. Makes everything straightforward and easier for us to understand. Just stating the desire clearly, like I want you to take care of me, or I want you to massage my legs and hands. Just makes everything straightforward and easier for us to understand. Nhưng mà kiểu như các cụ thì cứ hay khóc lóc, cứ nói là ôi tao khổ quá, tao buồn quá, buồn bã chân tay, ôi tao cô đơn.
Một người này là 1m6 là trung bình chiều cao của người Việt Nam. Vậy thì
but often, nhưng mà kiểu như là các cụ thì cứ but often the elders tend to cry and say things like, các cụ thì cứ hay khóc lóc, then tend to cry, cứ hay khóc lóc, tend to cry, but often the elders tend to cry and say things like, và cứ nói là say things like, and often say things like, and often the elders tend to cry and say things like, ôi tao khổ quá, oh I'm suffering too much. Oh, I'm suffering too much. Oh, I'm suffering too much. Oh, my legs and hands hurt. Tao buồn bã chân tay. My legs and my hands hurt. My legs and my hands hurt. Tao buồn bã chân tay. My legs and hands hurt. Or oh, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. Ôi tao cô đơn.
42 cm.
Lonely.
Lonely. Oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, I'm so lonely. But often, the elders tend to cry and say things like, "Oh, I'm suffering too much," or "My legs and my hands hurt," or "Oh, I'm so lonely." Và nói như thế để làm gì? Cái mục đích không phải là để dằn vặt các con đâu.
Thế này sẽ là
Như
nhân
cái mục và nói như thế để làm gì? Cái mục đích
42 nhân 6.
không phải là không phải là kiểu như là dằn vặt các con đâu, nhưng mà mục đích ý là muốn thương ta đi, chăm sóc ta đi. Đấy, nói chung là như vậy. And why do they say that? Và nói như thế là why do they say that? Their mục đích, their goal, their purpose. Their purpose. Mục đích, their guilt the children, không phải là kiểu như dằn vặt các con, to guilt the children, dằn vặt, guilt. The purpose isn't to guilt the children. Guilt. But the purpose isn't to guilt the children, but the purpose isn't to guilt the children, but the purpose is like really to say it's like really to say care for me, thương ta đi, care for me, love me, look after me, chăm sóc ta đi, care for me, taking care of me, love me, look after me. In general, that's what it means. In general, that's what it means. Đấy, nói chung là như vậy. In general, that's what it means. In general, that's what it means. In general, that's what it means. In general, that what it means. In general, that's what it means. In general, that's what it means. Mày thử nói nào.
That's what it means.
Mày nói nhanh.
That's what it means.
That's what it means.
Yeah, that's pretty simple.
In general, that's what it means. Tao nói được mà, chẳng có thỉnh nào líu lưỡi thôi. In general, that's what it means. So why did they say that? Why did they say that? Their purpose is not to guilt the children, but the purpose is like to say that like love me, please care for me, look after me. Yeah, in general, that's what it means. Thì con cái Chúa cũng nhiều khi như vậy. And God's children cũng nhiều khi, and that God's children are often like that too, and that's God's children often like that too, and God's children often like that too, and well, God's children often like that too. Well, God's children are often like that too. We just think like chúng ta cứ nghĩ rằng ý là chúng ta sẽ phải khóc lóc thảm thiết này, chúng ta đến với lời cầu nguyện mà kêu van Chúa thì lúc đó Chúa thương chúng ta. We often think that we have to cry and plead desperately, khóc lóc thảm thiết, plead desperately. We often think that we have to cry and plead desperately. We come to prayer, đến với lời cầu nguyện. We come to prayer begging God, kêu van Chúa, begging God. We come to prayer begging God, thì lúc đó Chúa thương chúng ta, and thinking that then He will have compassion on us. Chúa thương chúng ta. He will have compassion on us. Will have compassion on us. We often think that we have to cry and plead desperately. We come to prayer begging God, thinking that He will have compassion on us. We often think that we have to cry and plead desperately. We come to prayer begging God, thinking that then He will have compassion on us. Thinking that He will have compassion on us. Thinking that then He will have compassion on us, but that's not the situation, brothers and sisters. But no, brothers and sisters, but it's not true, brothers and sisters. God truly is God truly quả thật là God is truly merciful. God is truly merciful and kind to us. Rất thương xót chúng ta. God is truly merciful to us, and God is truly kind to us, but not like the more we cry. Không phải chúng ta khóc nhiều thì Chúa thương. But not like the more we cry, the more God loves us. Or the more we kneel, chúng ta kiểu như lạy lục cúng bái văn này. The more we kneel and beg, burn the incense, He will show compassion more, and that's not how it works. Đây chính là câu mình nói. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. How it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. But no, brothers and sisters, God is truly merciful and kind to us. Yet it's not that the more we cry or the more we kneel, the more He will show compassion on us. That's not how it works. But no, brothers and sisters, God is truly merciful and kind to us. Merciful to us, and God is truly kind to us, but not like how the more we cry, the more we kneel, or the more we beg Him, we burn incenses to Him. He will love. He will show compassion. He will show more compassion on us. That's not how it works. So we have a Bible verse in Hebrew 1:6 like this. Blah 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 blah. Như vậy không phải là đẹp ý Ngài, là chúng ta kiểu như là cố hạ mình xuống theo kiểu như là văn này Chúa. So this is not pleasing to Him. This is not pleasing to Him when we try to humble ourselves merely by bleeding or begging God. Merely by không phải để mình nghe, chúng ta kiểu như cố hạ mình xuống theo kiểu như là kiểu văn này Chúa. This is not like pleasing to God that we try to humble ourselves desperately by pleading or begging God. That this is not pleasing to Him when we try to humble ourselves merely by pleading or begging God. This is not pleasing to Him when we try. So this is not like pleasing to Him that we try to humble ourselves merely desperately by pleading or begging God. Tôi rất ưa Nịnh. Anh chị em ạ, một cái tôi vẫn bảo tôi là mẹ ưa Nịnh. Đúng, tôi rất ưa Nịnh. Đứa nào đến mà cô Phượng ơi rồi áo bóp tay bóp chân cho cô Phượng, có khi tôi thích lắm, bởi vì tôi ưa Nịnh mà, nên là Nịnh tôi như vậy thì tôi rất thích. Flattered với cả flattery là Nịnh. Okay, I really like flattered brothers and sisters. Tôi rất ưa những anh chị em ạ. I really like flattered. I really like being flattered. I really like being flattered brothers and sisters. Tôi rất ưa những anh chị em ạ. I really like being flattered brothers and sisters. My daughter always tell me that. My daughter's always my daughter always tell me that I really like being flattered, brothers and sisters. My daughter always tell me that I'm a mother who loves flattery. Con gái tôi vẫn bảo là my daughter always tell me that I'm a mother who loves flattery. Yeah, I really do. Đúng tôi sẽ yeah, I really do. Whenever some kid, whenever someone comes over đến nhà tôi à, đứa nào đến nhà tôi cơ. Whenever someone comes over and saying like Auntie Phượng and then massages my hands and my feet, my legs. I enjoy it so much because I would really like being flattered. So when they flatter me like that, I'm very pleased. And then massages my hands and my feet. I enjoyed it so much because I like being flattered. Because I like being flattered. So when they flatter me like that, I'm very pleased. Pleased. I'm very pleased. I really enjoy it. But God is not like me, and God is not like being flattered, so we can flatter Him. Thế á, tao hay nịnh Chúa mà. Chúa không giống tôi là Chúa không ưa nịnh. Chúng ta có thể nịnh nọt Chúa được, cho nên là ý là đối với Chúa đẹp lòng Chúa không phải nịnh nọt Chúa, không phải cho Chúa ăn cái nọ hay là nịnh Chúa cái kia, mà đẹp lòng Chúa mà lại là đức tin. Không ưa nịnh. Không phải nịnh nọt Chúa, không phải cho Chúa ăn cái nọ cái kia hay nịnh Chúa, mà đẹp lòng Chúa lại là đức tin. So to God, but God is not like me. God doesn't like being flattered, so we can't flatter Him. So I mean, to God, the things that pleasing, the thing that is pleasing to Him is not flattery, but and something like to give any food to Him, to giving Him give this or that to Him. But God is not like me. He does not like flattery, so we cannot flatter Him. So we cannot flatter Him. What pleases God? What pleases God? What is pleasing to God? Không cần. What pleases God? What pleases God? What pleases God? What pleases God? Làm đẹp lòng Chúa. What pleases God? Đối với Chúa đẹp lòng Chúa. What pleases God is not flattering Him or giving him this or that, this or that, or trying to sweet talk him. Sweet talk him, or trying to sweet talk him. What pleases God is faith, or trying to sweet talk him. What pleases God is faith. But God is not like me. He doesn't like being flattered, so we cannot flatter Him. He does not like flattery. He does. He doesn't like flattery, so we cannot flatter Him. What pleases God is not flattering Him, giving Him thing. What pleases God is not flattering Him or giving him this or that, or trying to sweet talk to Him. But what pleases God is faith. Amen. Any brothers and sisters here saying, uh, uh, saying they don't have faith and there's not. Anh chị em ở đây nói rằng là không có đức tin thì chẳng thể nào có thể cho đẹp ý Ngài, và kẻ đến gần Đức Chúa Trời phải tin rằng có Đức Chúa Trời và Ngài là đấng hay thưởng. Ngài là đấng hay thưởng cho những người tìm kiếm Ngài, cho những kẻ tìm kiếm Ngài. Brothers and sisters, we know that without faith, it is impossible to please God. It is impossible to please Him. Anyone who comes near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards. Anyone that comes near to God, must believe that He exists. He must believe that He exists, and He rewards those who diligently cho kẻ tìm kiếm Ngài. Who diligently seek Him. Who diligently seek Him, He rewards those who diligently seek Him. And so we see that only with faith we can come near God, and only with faith that we can be rewarded by Him. So our prayer, if we want, so do you want to pray for rewards? Vậy lời cầu nguyện của chúng ta, vậy lời cầu nguyện chúng ta muốn được thưởng không anh chị em, là sao? So do you so do we want our prayers to be rewarded, brothers and sisters? Chúng ta muốn được thưởng. So we want our prayers to be rewarded, brothers and sisters. So we want our prayers to be rewarded, brothers and sisters. So we want our prayers to be rewarded, brothers and sisters. So do you want that your faith to operate, operate. So we want that faith to operate in our life so that we may please God, right? So we want that faith to operate in our life so that we may please God, right? So we want that faith to operate in our life so that we may please God, right? So I can say that faith. So to my conception, to my perception, faith have three steps. The first step in the book, I would let me read in Hebrews first, chapter 1, first verse like this. So faith is the assumption of what we are hoping for, and the assurance of what we cannot see. So the first step is to hope for. So yeah, many people are sick. So yeah, many people are sick or suffering, many people are sick or suffering, but we but we just like willing, so that willing for the other people to know we are, but we often complain to others, others, but we often complain to others so they know we are unwell. We often complain to others so we are unwell. And sometimes their people keep coming, their people come to me and say, Auntie Phượng, Sister Phượng, please pray for me, please pray for me. So there's a person. So someone came to me. Sister Phượng, pray for me. I have this sickness. And no matter cái bệnh này, I have this sickness, and no matter I prayed, how much I prayed, no matter how much bệnh này tôi cầu nguyện mãi không khỏi. No matter how much I pray, I'm not healed. No matter how much I prayed, I'm not healed. And I asked her, how often do you pray? And I asked her, how often do we pray? How many times in a month? How many times in a month? And she said, I pray for just like twice or 3 times a month. Oh, twice and 3 times a month. And I wonder if each time even lasted a minute. I wonder if each time even lasted a minute. Oh, twice or 3 times in the month, and I even wonder if each time even lasted for a minute, or I wonder if each time even lasted or for a minute. Okay, so I don't want to talk about. Okay, stop. I don't want to talk about the um talk about the length of time. Số lượng của thời gian, độ dài thời gian, length of duration. Okay. So okay, stop here. I don't want to talk about the length of time or the duration of time. But every time someone come to me and say, I pray so much, but it doesn't work. I pray so much. I pray so much, but it doesn't work. I don't want to talk about the length of time. I don't want to talk about the length. I don't want to talk about the length of time. I don't want to talk about the duration. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about duration. But whenever someone comes to me and say, I have prayed so much, but it doesn't work. But it didn't work. So it's just complaining. The idea is that they just come to complain. They come just to complain. So the idea tiếng Việt. So cái đó là so the idea is that they just come to complain, asking why, to complain why, asking why God hasn't healed them, asking why God hasn't healed them, and asking why God hasn't healed them. But I asked them, what do you really want? But I asked them, what do you really want? What are you seeking? What do you really want? What are you seeking? So one time there's someone came to me and said, I want my daughter-in-law to give birth. But every time I say that, so there's someone came to me and said that I want my daughter-in-law to give birth. But every time when she came to me, she only said that, Sister Phượng, please pray for my daughter-in-law. Why I prayed so much, I have prayed so much, but she hasn't given birth. But each time they never say, I want my daughter-in-law to have a child, give birth, sinh con, have a child, sao have a child, sinh con. Nói một cách thật là lịch sự đó chính là sinh con. To have a child, but each time they never say, I want my daughter-in-law to have a child. They just come, but each time they never say, I want my daughter-in-law to have a child. They just come and say, Sister Phượng, please pray for my daughter-in-law. Why hasn't she conceived despite all the prayers? Why haven't she conceived? Mang thai, conceived. Why hasn't she conceived? Why hasn't she conceived? Why hasn't she conceived despite all the prayers? And just like that. And finally I asked, so what do you really want now? And finally I asked, what is your desire now? And finally, I asked, what is your desire now? What do you really want? All you want a child, right? What do you really want? All you want a child, right? Sometimes we need to have a clear desire instead of being just vague. Vague.
Vague.
Vague. Sometimes we have to have a really clear desire instead of being just vague. Just vague. Saying like, I want to be healthy. Saying just generally like, I want to be healthy, but have to still generally we must clearly express rõ ràng là we must clearly express, we must clearly say, we must clearly straightforward, we must clearly express what we truly want, what we truly want and hope for, what we truly want and hope for, what we truly want and hope for. And even many people can't even hope for anything. They don't look forward to anything or waiting for anything. Many people don't and even there's many people even don't have any expectation, and there are many people that even don't have any expectation, and there are many people that even don't have any expectation, and there are many people even don't have any expectation at all. They come to God without hoping or waiting for anything. Ê rằng người ta cảm thấy dịch cho mục sư ta không biết nhưng mà đối với ta ấy, dịch cho mục sư dịch cho mục sư Phượng là khó nhất.
Mục sư Phượng ta nghe thấy khó nhất đấy. Nhưng mà ta thấy
dịch cho mục sư không, mục sư Hòa cũng bay lắm. Mục sư Hưng thì rất là bám sát script và dùng từ rất là có hệ thống ấy, dễ dịch ấy. Còn mục sư Hòa thì hơi bay, là nhiều khi cũng không hiểu đấy. Ý
kiểu mục sư mà cầu nguyện kiểu ôi dòng sông các thứ xong rồi là thác nước các thứ xong tuôn trào xong con cái thứ là kiểu như thế ta không thể dịch được ấy, ta bị não ta bị đơ không thể loát nổi ấy.
Nhưng mà mục sư Phượng dùng rất nhiều từ ngữ dân gian nghe khó hiểu kinh khủng.
Nhưng mà kiểu càng là kiểu nói chuyện xã giao thì ta càng dịch đỡ hơn.
Không, mục sư Phượng thực sự là ta thấy là dùng từ quá là dân gian, quá là phức tạp, rất là khó để dịch. Mục sư Nhượng ấy thì là cái kiểu mà nói rất nhanh và khó nghe.
Không, mục sư Nhượng ta thấy cũng dễ dịch, chẳng qua là không nhớ được là mục sư đã nói.
Tao cảm thấy là mục sư Nhượng cũng hơi khó dịch bởi vì mục sư nói rất nhanh. Mục sư nói rất là giỏi, có nhiều ý ở trong một câu ngắn, rất là xúc tích ấy. So there are many people that even don't have any expectation. They just come to God and they don't have anything that they hope for or wait for. They without hope or expectation like that, is clear that we are not moving toward any goal, that we are not going anywhere. And without hope or expectation like that, is clear that we are not going anywhere. And there are many people just and many people are just like see what they see the situation that they observe, circumstances that they observe, and many people only focus on what they can see, and many people only see what they can see, or only focus on what they can see and the circumstances they observe on the certain and the circumstances that they are in. Many people only focus on what they can see or the circumstances that they are in. For example, their mom, this is a real story. This is a real story. Nhưng mà tao nói tao cảm thấy this is a true story. Tao cảm thấy tao nói nghe rất là hay. This is a true story. Thôi rằng là mày Asian thôi, mày đừng có nói như khác.
Tao Asian á.
Mày siêu Korean. So there's a mom. She lives in the central Vietnam, which is named Nha Trang, and like just earlier there's a flood. There's a flood there, and she cannot get home. So there's a mother in recently. There's a mother recently flooded area in the flooded area of the central Vietnam, which is named Nha Trang, who couldn't get back home. One afternoon, she had couldn't get back home. One afternoon, she had gone out of the house. Đi ra khỏi nhà. She has gone out of the house. So in her house there just only a young toddlers, a few dozen months old, and her husband at home, and she began to sing everywhere the news, of the flood of her hometown and of her countryside hometown was, and now she couldn't get home, and she started to imagine things like the water flooding into her house, like the water flooding into her house and over her house roof, and her baby, her just dozen months baby would drown in it. Would drown in it. And there are many people say that their death many people were saying that dead bodies cảnh người chết trôi lềnh phềnh were floating on the water. Trôi phềnh. So, and many people saying that there are many dead bodies floating on the water, and many people saying that many dead bodies floating on the water, and she began to imagining her child floating, her child is dead and floating on the water. Oh, so that is like there was no faith at all. That is like there no faith at all. There was no faith at all, and just only focusing on the news, on the information that people want us to see, that people were showing her. Ok, mình nghĩ mình có thể dừng lại được rồi, tầm này thôi. Sueta kết thúc.